Hello and welcome back to the second channel where we are playing any and every game that y'all want to see. Today we are playing a game called Bannerlords. In this game, your whole purpose is to create a character, choosing every single detail of their backstory top to bottom. Once you create your character, you spawn into a medieval map with all types of towns, kingdoms, and factions who are at war with each other. Your whole purpose is to make some good relationships with different kingdoms in order to recruit their troops, and once you recruit their troops, you can go to war, pillaging and plundering, taking over any town or faction that you want to. And today, me and Adriel are going to be going head to head against each other. We are going to be trying to form the biggest army, take down the most towns, and at the end of the video, we'll see who's accomplished the most and they will be the winner. But first, we have to create our characters. So me and Adriel set out to decide our character's fate. Literally every single detail of this character was in our hands. From their height to their weight, hair color, gender, pitch of their voice, every single detail of their human was in our hands to create. And they didn't even stop at just physical appearance. We had to decide their whole childhood, the trauma they went through, the family they lost, literally every single detail down to who they were hanging around. And that's when we find out that both of our families were completely slaughtered. Adriel was left with literally no family. All I had left was my brother. And after we found out our whole backstory and created all of our characters, it was time for the tutorial. At least for me. By now, by the time y'all have watched a good amount of these videos, you've probably seen the skill gap between me and Adriel on games. So Adriel set out to just start his journey, start creating his army. I was taking no risks, so I set out for the tutorial. As I was doing the tutorial, I was beginning to realize just how complex and hard this game was going to be. The physics just to swing and hit targets alone was way too complex for my pea-sized brain to process. And as I was going through the tutorial, I started to realize Adriel didn't even need this tutorial. This man just spawned in and started doing stuff. He was already out recruiting armies, getting into his first battles, pillaging, plundering, taking down whole armies on his first 20 minutes in the game. Meanwhile, I was sitting here trying to figure out the difference between hitting and blocking, and I had no idea what was going on. But as I was sitting here doing genuinely nothing in the tutorial, Adriel was out conquering, going out just like Genghis Khan, taking down anyone in his path. But eventually, I gave up on the tutorial. I'm not even gonna say I completed it. I completely gave up on the tutorial. I didn't want to fall behind, so I started my first mission as well. It was very clear to me that if I stayed in the tutorial, Adriel was going to get an insurmountable lead and a major gap on me, and I could not let that happen. He was going out and genuinely just slaughtering anything in his path, and I did not want to let the gap widen. But I had something that he did not. A brother. This meant that I could form an army with my brother and I would already have an advantage of one person. So I set out into this village, went to go talk to some dude who told me to recruit some troops and go take care of an army. So me and my brother did exactly that. We got some troops, we went and found the people that we needed to slaughter, and I died practically instantly. I'm telling y'all, I do not know how the physics to this game worked. I was out there genuinely swinging at nothing. I had no idea what was going on, and I knew that this was not going to be good for me. So after taking the first loss, I started trying to prepare for a secondary battle. While I was getting ready for my second battle, Adriel was on bare minimum his fourth or fifth battle. This man had not died once. He was a genuine warrior, going out there conquering every single army in front of him. Not even stopping at that. He was taking prisoners, robbing them, getting his army way bigger. There was no competition. This man was out in the fields conquering every single thing like Columbus coming to the Americas for the first time, and I could not keep up. To me, trying to understand this game felt like trying to understand ancient hieroglyphics, but apparently Adriel was from Egypt and fluent in it. I had no idea how he was understanding this game so perfectly, to the point where I was so lost I had to call him downstairs to help me. I had an army of just me and my brother. The last army and war we went into, all of my troops died. I was just a lonely man wandering on a horse, didn't really know what was going on, until Adriel came down to show me how the game worked, because apparently I was doing everything completely wrong. In the wars, when I was going to attack people, apparently there is a whole wheel of commands that you have to access and do all this stuff to call them into different formations and all this different shit. And at this point, I'm sitting here wondering if Adriel was a warrior in his past life, because how the hell did he figure this out? I was sitting here genuinely shell-shocked until Adriel showed me how everything worked, and I still died again. But this is exactly why battle experience is important, because this battle taught me that I need to act like a president or some type of totalitarianistic leader and just send my troops to die for me. I don't have to fight. So the next battle we went into, I did just that. I got these troops, I paid them with some gold, y'all can lay your life down on the line for me. What am I supposed to get dirty for? So I sent my troops out, found out they could kill the whole army without me. I was holding my own army back. By me just sitting back and just doing genuinely nothing, we won our very first battle. But this was a very bittersweet victory, because as we won, I had the realization that I hold less value than an NPC in this game. So no matter what, I'm still cooked, because like I have Adriel down here helping me instead of actually like working on his challenge, because I don't know what's going on, man. And on top of that, with his help, I am still completely and utterly useless. So Adriel stayed down here, showed me that there were some more upgrades and different things in the game, and by this point, my mentality was completely fatigued. I already do not understand how this game works, and then this dude gonna show me that there is even more capabilities in this game to upgrade every individual statistic and thing about your character. I was beyond lost, but eventually I started my first actual quest and like campaign mission, which was to go and take down this village. And right when I went to go do that, Adriel went upstairs because he was at the same exact point. So by me being an absolute idiot, I had somehow narrowed the gap down between our like differences, and we were both on the same exact level. And for those of y'all who are wondering why there's no game audio or really us talking in the video, that's because majority of it sounds like this.
This is the single most confusing game I have ever played in my entire life. I have no idea what's going on.
I have genuinely no idea how this happened with the audio, because in the 3 hours me and Adriel were playing, it did not sound like this for us. But the second we download our recordings, both of our audio is just fucked. So I don't know what's up with that, but that's why we got the voiceover. That is all besides the point though, because after Adriel left my room, he went back upstairs and hopped right onto the game. Me and him were both on the same level. We had to slaughter every single person in this village, find like the headmaster of the village, and then potentially kill him or talk to him. Adriel got done with the level slightly before me, and once he finished it, he got to choose his family name, create a banner for his army, and then he found out from the guy in this village that somebody could help him get money or get some other things for his clan, but he was going to be slaughtered at a different village, so Adriel had to go save him from that village. Right as Adriel's getting onto that next mission, I was just wrapping it up at this village, and this time I got to choose my family name as well as my banner and talk to the same guy, but this time it was personal for me, because this dude had apparently sex trafficked my younger sister and did not know where she was. But instead of killing him, I decided to talk to him, find out that there was this village, the same place Adriel was going to, except for me, I needed to get information to find my younger sister. As I was finding out that my younger siblings were still alive and apparently sex trafficked to Epstein Island, Adriel was doing his first mission, trying to find the guy to save him so that way he could get paid some gold in order to increase his army rating. It was a stealth mission, creeping and lurking through an enemy village, and the whole time you could not be seen. They had a bar above their heads, and if it turned red and they spotted you, you were done, mission was over, and you had to start over. But Adriel was master of fleet, just creeping along, going through the bush lines, throwing rocks, getting all of the guards completely distracted, slipping past them completely unseen, unscathed, completely fine, even murdering one of the guards along the way. But then, eventually, he found the guy he needed to save. This dude did it. First try. I genuinely cannot believe it. Like, this man was literally like, this game was made for him type of thing. He saved the guy he needed to save, got paid 1,000 gold, increased his army rating, and got recognition from other major empires. So it increased like his friendship level, making it so that way they're more likely to give him what he wants. And after he completed that mission, he started growing his army like no other and going to all types of different kingdoms just so that way he could form relations with them and get more troops to continue to build his army. Meanwhile, I was just leaving the last village we were at, getting ready to move to the next mission. It was taking me so much longer to move through every single cutscene and just anything with this game compared to Adriel. But finally, I was about to go to the other village, try to find my younger brother and sister, and go on the same exact stealth mission. And as I was getting ready to set out with my army and with my brother stole my army and left me by myself. I didn't even think this was an option. I'm telling him we about to go capture our younger brother and sister. He said, yeah, cool, you got that. I'm gonna steal your army and dip out. I don't even know where he went, but now I'm just a solo man getting ready to go invade this village. And by my face, you can tell that with every level I reached, the level of confusion multiplied, doubled, tripled. I was so lost with every new thing that I had to figure out in this game, but nonetheless, I was gonna find my younger brother and sister. So I went to start this stealth mission with no knowledge on what I was doing, and it went just about as well as you would imagine.
What the fuck? I was supposed to stab this guy. Why didn't I stab him? I'm just meleeing. Yeah, I'm fucking failed. What the fuck is this?
This game was already starting to make me angry, and we had barely even started playing. I apparently was supposed to bring out a knife. I understood these controls so poorly, I didn't even know how to bring out my knife to kill the guy I was supposed to kill. So I reloaded down to the mission to try once more. And this is when I figured out not only how to pull out my weapon, but that there's also a stealth mode where everything goes slow motion and they can't see you. So I started using my stealth. I'm moving in slow motion the entire way because I'm fairly sure that's how it works for them to not see me. Every single step I took was painstakingly slow. Like, the gameplay y'all are seeing is sped up. It took me so long to even walk about 10 feet, but I knew I had to be stealthy so I wouldn't be seen. And I didn't even know how them seeing me worked, because I would be in a bush directly next to them, just posted up, and they would not see me, except for they would see me through walls, and it was just the most confusing thing on the planet. And as I was going through this level, slow as all hell, I started to realize Adriel already completed this level, and so I had no idea how he got it done so quickly. But at this point, I had been asking him how every single mechanic of the game worked, so I just wanted to figure this out on my own. But it was taking so long. Every single step that I took, it probably took about 5 seconds, until eventually I finally decided to just ask him.
Did you already go through that slow walk stealth mission?
Oh yeah, dude. Went through it
How
quick.
the hell did you do that so quick? I'm moving
Just
so
hit-
slow.
Well, stop doing it in slow motion.
Well, if I don't do it in slow motion, they see me.
No, they don't. You just gotta, like, not
What?
let them see you.
So this whole time I've been doing this in slow motion for no reason?
Pretty much is what I'm hearing.
They told me I needed to do it in slow motion to be stealthy and not seen.
Oh gosh,
So I've been stepping in slow motion the whole time. I haven't even seen the fucking person I'm supposed to be killing.
This game was making me feel like I was a few french fries short from a Happy Meal. I was questioning whether or not the correct bus picked me up from school. I was genuinely feeling so slow in the brain, but once I figured out that I didn't need to do the whole level in slow motion, I started marching through this thing. I was going straight over to find the guy that I needed to capture in order to find out where my siblings were. And then I had to figure out how to access my inventory, because apparently this whole time I was able to throw rocks as distractions so that way the guards didn't kill me. I had no idea about this, and I didn't even know I had an inventory.
Instead of throwing a rock, this fucker just stood up and screamed.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh, that should not have taken that long. Oh, and there's still a fucking guard here. I'm fucking cooked.
After figuring out I could throw rocks, it was like that was the one piece that was missing to the puzzle. I could finally distract these guards, and the level felt actually possible now. This whole time, this level felt genuinely impossible to me. The second I figured out these rocks were able to distract the guards, it was smooth sailing from there. I had one more guard that I had to distract and finally get past, and I did just that. Then suddenly, there was a staircase that I needed to go up, and I found one more person to kill.
Come on, fool.
Why can't I kill him? Oh wait, talk.
Dope. Good.
What the fuck? How did you know I'm here? Mission failed.
I had been playing this first level, first mission for probably 30 to 40 minutes, and I was genuinely starting to lose my mind. If this was the first mission, that means it's supposed to be simple, but here I am on my 4th or 5th attempt just genuinely losing my mind. Meanwhile, Adriel was over here like performing diplomacy to all types of different villages, different kingdoms. They were all fucking with him and giving him all types of perks. He was making good relations with every single different village and kingdom. And then, eventually, he joined some some Roman Colosseum type fight where there was multiple different teams. I'm pretty sure he had to go through 5 different rounds in order to win. He was brawling it out with people from all types of different villages with a whole type of crowd chanting around him until eventually he won the entire tournament. And by winning the tournament, the entire kingdom granted him a militia, a small militia of around 20 people. So he took this militia and started going around their land, taking care of every single looter, every single thief, every single bandit, every single random gang. He was genuinely creating peace amongst the realm of the kingdom who gave him the militia. And after he got bored of conquering all types of people, he went to another town, joined another Roman Colosseum type battle, and won once again. He was getting the best recognition from every single kingdom. All of them were fucking with him, showing that he was a warrior, so they were giving him even more military, even more gold, even more perks, food, you name it, they were giving it to him. He was genuinely becoming one of the strongest militaries in the game. This motherfucker was practically Genghis Khan and Napoleon wrapped into one person. Meanwhile, I was the equivalent of a 16-year-old kid getting drafted to Vietnam. I had no idea what I was doing here, and I didn't even know how anything worked. By this point, I had completely lost track of how many attempts I had done on this first level. I was just non-stop going through, dying, and I was starting to get less and less patience as it continued on, because it did not matter what I did, I was dying. No matter what, they kept spotting me, and I had no idea what was going on, because this same exact day, my TikTok account almost got banned, and I was getting 0 views after a post was up for 5 hours. So I'm constantly focusing on this TikTok stuff, thinking that my TikTok account's about to get banned. And then Adriel's like, yo, you want to record a video for the gaming channel? I should have said no. This game was inflicting a rage in me that I didn't even know was possible, man. This is the first level, and I cannot get past it. And after I genuinely don't even know how many times of dying, something happened that I did not even think was possible.
Oh, I'm so wounded I can't even do the fucking mission anymore.
Well, at least we'll give you a chance to, do something else.
As I tried to figure out something else to do, Adriel informed me that the level I could not complete was still the tutorial. I could not get past the tutorial of this game, and he's telling me to go out and create my own army, do stuff similar to what he's doing. I have 0 people in my army. This dude got over 20, and the whole time I'm doing this level, he is out here going to every single different town, different kingdom. He's performing diplomacy with all of the different nations, getting them all in his favor. He is going out on all these battles, and he is not losing a single one. He has gone to so many tournaments, gone through so many battles to different looters. He is not losing a single match. He's just growing his army, and then winning, non-stop, just putting belt to ass. And I genuinely just could not believe this, because the way this motherfucker is bringing the nations together and fighting, you would think he was the Avatar. I didn't even know half the stuff he was doing was possible. And the worst part is, now that I'm editing this, I see how I should have been playing. This game looks like it should be fun as all hell, but instead I'm sitting here with 0 people in my army, failing the tutorial non-stop over and over again. And at this point, we had been recording for an hour and a half, close to the 2-hour range, right? And I'm sitting here thinking about the competition this was supposed to be. The amount of time it took Adriel to get where he is right now, I'm convinced it would have taken me 4 years to get to this same exact spot. It was for every step I took, this motherfucker took 15. I genuinely just could not keep up. And after he won this battle, he moved on to yet another Roman Colosseum type of battle. I didn't even know there was Roman Colosseum type battles in this game. As I'm editing this video, the stupidity in my brain is astounding me. And after Adriel won yet another Roman Colosseum type battle, it was my turn to have my first battle going on. I chose the family name of Combs and the flag as a hand to let everyone know I would be diddling them. And I was not about to let anybody down. We were going into our first battle. I recruited my first army. I had everything going perfect, and I was getting ready to go destroy and take down this group of people. And that did not happen at all. They actually took me as a prisoner, which I didn't think it was possible to be a prisoner, but yeah, I was a prisoner. And once I escaped captivity, I decided it was time to travel the map. My luck on this side of the map in this kingdom was not it. So I decided to go to the furthest corner from where I was to hopefully have a change in my luck. And y'all probably guessed it did not go that way, because as I was traveling all the way across the map with 11 people in my army, they all left me or died of hunger because I did not know how to buy food. Well, it's not even that I didn't know how to buy food. I did not have any money. I couldn't earn money because every battle I lost my money. So I was literally just stuck bare bones, empty pockets. My entire army completely left me, and I was just stranded in the middle of the desert all alone. As I was wandering, looking for any town to take me in, any type of sanctuary, Adriel was up to the same exact type of activities. This dude, by this point, he had to have talked to at least 50% of the towns in this entire game. He was performing diplomacy to every single leader in the game, and every single one of them loved him. They would assign him to do something, and he would instantly just go slaughter out every single one of their enemies because he had the army to do it. This dude was acting like a Viltrumite. He would be covered in blood every single battle, but it would never be his own. He was genuinely a demon in this game, and I could not keep up whatsoever. But finally, the tides were about to turn. I had been walking for what was close to 12 in-game days straight, and I finally found a village that would let me in. So I came inside of the village, and instantly I found some dude who I started talking to. He told me if I moved these goods for him, I would get paid, and I would get paid a lot. So I started following him around, trying to find the goods he wanted me to move for him. And as it turns out, I was not supposed to follow him because he had already given me the goods. I had no idea about this though. I was extremely confused, so I decided to start assaulting some NPCs instead. Found out I couldn't even kill the NPCs, so I got very confused, started running all around the town trying to find these goods to sell, and I got so confused I just decided to leave. That's when I realized that I had the goods apparently. He already gave them to me. I didn't know who I was supposed to sell them to, and that's when some dude named Dorian the Supplier started telling me that I stole from the village. And I was sitting there, I'm like, no, I did not steal any goods, right? I bought these, I'm transporting, everything I'm doing is legal. So I basically told the dude to fuck off. Turns out I was actually stealing. So after that, I was labeled a criminal.
Wait. I'm a criminal now?
This game was the single most confusing thing I have ever done in my life. Right as I thought I was figuring out how the game worked, how to get gold, I somehow chose the one NPC that apparently didn't have a license to sell anything, so I essentially just bought off of the black market without knowing I bought off the black market, got labeled as a criminal, and where this gets even worse is since the way this game works, different kingdoms will have relationships with each other. So not only am I labeled a criminal in this town, but all types of other villages and factions also have me labeled as a criminal just because I thought I bought something off of a legal person.
So I just lost my money, I lost my transportation, and I'm a criminal.
Damn. I think you just had to start pillaging and plundering at that point, Mark.
Adriel was the master of this game. He told me to go pillaging and plundering, so I decided to do just that. With the remaining gold in my name, I recruited some troops, and I went to go start pillaging and plundering, trying to take down anyone in my path to potentially improve me any way I could. The only problem was, since I'm a criminal, every single one of the towns around me will not let me into their town or near it, and I actually will get killed and arrested on sight if any of them see me, so I had to go way far away from there. And on the walk over to different factions and different kingdoms, all of my troops died again because I didn't have any food. So at this point, I didn't even know what to do. I was just sitting here so depressed. Meanwhile, Adriel was upgrading every single thing he could. As I'm editing this video, I didn't even know you could upgrade the stuff that he is upgrading. This man was getting new armor, new weapons, improving his aim, improving his strength, literally every single factor of his was getting completely upgraded. And after he finished his upgrades, he went right back to doing what he does best. Got instantly right back to slaughtering any person in his path. And I'm in genuine shock as I'm editing this video, because this whole recording in total was about 3 hours. I've yet to see him die one time in this entire recording. This dude is the GOAT of this game. As Adriel was finishing up slaying the clan that laid before him, I decided to lean into my criminal tendencies because this game wants to label me a criminal. I can't complete one mission, I can't get a single thing done, so I might as well be a criminal. I decided to go attack a village. Well, it didn't start there. I had no troops, I had no gold, I couldn't even trade with a village, so I decided to attack them with a one-man army of just myself. And just like that, my life as a criminal began because I went and attacked this village with just myself, which obviously was not an intelligent move at all because they didn't even try to kill me. They did not see me as a threat. They didn't see me as anything besides a petty criminal. So they basically kicked me out of their village and labeled me as a criminal as well. So now 2 kingdoms, Both have me labeled as a criminal, and I can't go into a single town on this side of the map. So since I was a wanted criminal, I decided to go on the run. I was gonna be damned if I got arrested by one of these factions and got put in the slammer, so I started running, going as far across the map as I could, away from these kingdoms. And it did not matter where I ran because a random group of people in the mountains jumped out and kidnapped me and took me as a prisoner. So now I was just being dragged around by some random group of bandits as their prisoner. But eventually, after a couple of in-game days, they finally released me. Well, I mean, not necessarily. I had to pay them to, like, let me go. It was a ransom type of thing. So I wasted every last drop of gold I have on paying these guys off to no longer be their prisoner. And right as I was getting out of prison, Adriel was moving in for yet another battle. But this time, it did not go his way. He had been nonstop slaughtering every single person that was in his path, but this time, he finally met his match. He died for the first time, took control of someone else in his group to go and try to win it back over, but it did not work out. He ended up getting taken as a prisoner as well, getting dragged all across the map once again until he paid his ransom as well and got set free. My newfound life as a criminal was off to a horrific start, so I was still trekking across the map trying to find a different faction that did not label me as a criminal. Unfortunately, as I was marching to a brand new town, a brand new faction, brand new leadership, I ran into one of the enemy's biggest armies along the way.
This dude has 860 people in his army?
Out there.
Yeah,
No!
dude, you can get
Why is he
big.
coming after me?
He's probably not gonna kill you. He's probably like part of some kingdom.
He just said, I'm afraid I have to consider you my enemy.
Oh, you're a criminal.
Wait, oh no. I guess I have to surrender, I don't know. Oh wait, I'm a prisoner.
At this point, it was like me and Adriel were yin and yang. Whatever he did always ended up in a win and something good, and no matter what I did, I found myself as a criminal, a scoundrel, and a prisoner. I genuinely had no idea how I even got to this newfound life. All I was doing was trying to play this game, make an army, and have some fun. But instead, I am a wanted criminal, all because I walked into a town and tried to buy something, man. And like, I could not figure out one thing to do right. Unfortunately for me, Adriel could not do one thing wrong. This man lost one time, instantly turned around and got straight back to work, straight back to battle, putting belt to ass instantly, and like, I just genuinely don't understand what I was supposed to do in this situation. Cause I'm not even being dragged around anymore. These people took me back to their town and actually threw me in prison. I didn't know there was a real prison in this game. Instead of getting like a war game, you know what I'm saying, going out and slaughtering people, I was getting an actual realistic depiction of being a peasant in the medieval times. Oh my gosh, I could not believe it. But Adriel was out here slaughtering anybody in front of him. Like, I genuinely, I'm watching this gameplay of his, and I just don't know where I went wrong. Like, apparently I went wrong literally everywhere, but like, oh my good God, it's just terrible. I was sitting in this prison cell for bare minimum 5 days straight, and while I was only in prison in the game, I was taking a mental toll just playing this game in real life. It was genuinely getting so bad, but eventually I was finally released from prison, and thankfully, the prison that I was in was fairly close to some different factions, so I ended up going to a town and started walking around it trying to find any way to make money. Unfortunately, what I didn't realize is I was still technically a criminal. So instead of going around and finding like someone to make something for so that way I could get money, I was out here begging for change. Like I'm a homeless peasant.
So wait, oh, my face cam just died too. You're telling me I'm in this village to beg for fucking coins? I was stealthing through this village. I had no idea why. I go to talk to a barber and he just looks at me and is like, oh, sorry, poor fella. I don't got any coins to spare for you.
It's been a
Damn, you're homeless, dude.
No, they found me!
Right after getting out of prison and finally having a chance to make some money, I didn't realize that I was still somehow in enemy territory because apparently everybody in this game was my enemy. So I instantly got arrested again, taken as a prisoner and marched across the map. And this was my luck for the rest of the recording. The second that I got released from this prison, I went to try to walk to another town. Instantly arrested once again, got dragged by a completely different group of bandits all across the map. Eventually I managed to escape, start going to another town. arrested again. And again, and again, non-stop arrested. The one time I actually made it to a town and tried to enter, you know what they said to me? You take one step closer. The king ordered us to fire. I don't know what on God's green earth I did to be labeled this genuine, like, top wanted criminal in this game, but everywhere I went, I was just getting arrested non-stop to the point, it just got so bad and so tiring that I couldn't do anything in the game. I was such a big criminal in this game that my entire life was just getting arrested. There was nothing I could do. So after 3 hours, a little bit over, of recording this game, this is where the video ends, because in that span of time, y'all want to take a wild guess how many of the goals I achieved? Be a fat 0. Maybe most arrests if that was a goal, but no, there was no competing with Adriel. I didn't even win a single battle myself. Like, oh my gosh, I might actually be the worst player that has ever touched this game in the history of it being out. I feel like doing worse than me in this game might be harder than actually winning and like being a top ranked player in this game. It's genuinely so bad. And the thing is too, this game was just trying to rage bait me because my outro of this game got deleted and cut out of the recording. Oh my gosh, like, ugh. But I appreciate y'all watching to the end of the video. Make sure to comment any other games y'all want us to see. And from this point forward, every competition, we will be keeping track of our scores. So I will see y'all at the whiteboard.
Alrighty, Miss Adriel. Well, obviously, you're on my... Don't look at me like that. Alrighty, Miss Adriel.
Hold on, bro.
Alright, Miss Adriel. I knew you were gonna fucking do that shit. Alright, Adriel. Obviously, your army performed a little bit better than mine.
Way better.
Just a little, just tiny bit.
Way better.
Let's you do the honors. Putting the first tally under your name on the board for the series.
1.
Oh, we're gonna be keeping track of every single win that we get in any competition that we do. So make sure to leave a comment of the next game that y'all want to see us go head to head against for the motherfucking board. But appreciate y'all watching to the end of the video, and we'll catch y'all in the next video.